Okay, so we have this question. Simplify, well, it's a multiple choice question. It says 15x minus 2 brackets 6 minus 3x. Okay, and it's asking you what does this equal to? Okay, and your options are A, 9x minus 12, B, 12x minus 12, C, 18x minus 12, or D, 21x minus 12. Okay. And I think it's intended, if it's part of a school test, for you to understand how to manipulate this and simplify it, and then it should end up just being one of these, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want to show you a way which could be useful to check your answer.
Yeah.
And since it's a multiple choice question, it actually is enough to actually do the question as well, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, what this is actually saying, so we've got to clear, so x is meant to represent a number, right?
Yeah.
And when you write it next to a number, you're saying times, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So after I say that, all the primary school students should be able to do this now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 next to this bracket thing is 2 times this, okay?
Mm.
And we do the brackets and the times before we do the multiple, the minus and the plus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's meant to work for number x, okay?
Yeah.
But it's meant to work for every number x. That's kind of the point of this. It's meant to be an identity. So this is meant to be equivalent to one of these for all values of x, right? So we can actually try just putting in a value of x. And which value of x would you put in? Well, put in one that's convenient for you to use, right? So I put in x equals 1, right?
Yeah.
So I put in x equals 1. What do I get? I get 15 times 1, okay?
Mm-hmm. So it's 15.
Yeah, minus 2 times 6 minus 3 times 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's equal to 15 minus 2 times 3, which is 6. So 15 minus 6 is equal to 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so for one of these to be the right answer, it has to actually equal to 9 when x equals 1. Okay? So for example, when we put x equals 1 here, that's 9 minus 12. It's not equal to 9, yeah?
Yeah.
12 minus 12 is not equal to 9.
Yes.
18 minus 12 is not equal to 9. So that's already enough to tell you that the answer has to be D. And since it's a multiple choice, it must be D, right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you could choose other numbers, of course, and you might say 0 is even easier, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with 0 is when you put 0 in here,
Everything was 0.
they're all minus 12. Yeah, they all give you the same answer. So you can't tell the difference between them. But when you put 1, they're all different. So one of them has to be the 3 of them have to be wrong, right? Okay. So that's kind of how you do it. I don't want you to use this as a way to cheat exam questions. I want you to use this as like a motivation, to understand this further and maybe understand how to do it properly or even better, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it turns out that if it wasn't a multiple choice question and you actually had the answer and you wanted to check it was right, okay, like for example, you can't just say this is right because all the other 3 are wrong. Then for equations like this, and I'm not going to give you the reason why, but at least make note that you've not been explained the reason, okay? Is that if you check just one more point, it's actually enough to show that they are equal for all values of x, okay? So, for example, this is where you can check the point 0 now, okay? So if you check x equals 0, right? And then you get that. So this thing will be 15 times 0 is 0. Minus 2 times 6. And that's 0 as well. So this will be minus 12, right?
Yeah.
You get minus 12. And then all these answers are minus 12. So in particular, D is minus 12. So what I'm saying now is that if this answer here, okay, without knowing that it has to be right because of its multiple choice, checks out for 2 points, okay, then the answer actually must be the actual right answer, okay? So this reasoning works in this case because we're talking about two things being equal, where both things are sort of, well, it's called the linear equations, but so they have just simple powers of x's and numbers timesing them added together and possibly minus, where the power isn't bigger than 1, okay? Like if the power was not bigger than 2, then you need 3 points to check, but that's getting a little bit beyond. So hopefully this is and this is useful, like, I mean, you can understand this in year 5, okay? But this will be useful for people doing the HSC. This will be useful for basically anyone trying to understand and try to understand algebra, basically, okay?